Bonjour tout le monde, Madame Mayo here. All right, we're going to do something today that we've talked about and mentioned many times before in context when we were doing vocabulary. And this is the agreement of a past participle and the passe composé when avoir is our helping verb. Now, you might remember that we've been learning for years that the only time our past participle has to make an agreement is when être is the helping verb. But here's the difference. When être is the helping verb, the past participle must agree in gender and number with the subject. When avoir is the helping verb, the past participle only has to make an agreement if there's an object noun or an object pronoun before the past participle construction. And then the past participle agrees with that object or object pronoun. So let's look at some examples here. J'ai écrit une lettre. I wrote a letter. Je l'ai écrite ce matin. So this L right here, this L apostrophe, is replacing une lettre, right? Une lettre is being replaced by L apostrophe. And because it comes before the past participle and the passé composé, I have to make the past participle agree. And it's important in this instance because you know that the past participle of écrire, which means to write to, sounds like this, écrit. But when I add an E to it, now I hear that last T and it sounds like écrite. So when you're talking to somebody, when you're in France, it's really important if you say je l'ai écrite ce matin so that they know you're making that agreement. Here's another example. Voilà la lettre. And again, I have la lettre. That's my object noun. Que j'ai écrite ce matin. That I wrote this morning. All right. La lettre is still coming before the entire passé composé. It's feminine. So I have to add an E to the past participle and make them agree. You know that they have to agree. All right, let's look at a second example. Tu as reçu mes lettres. You received my letters. Now we know that lettre is feminine, and that's why they're using this as an example. And here they added an S, so it's plural. We are going to replace the object noun mes lettres with the object pronoun les. So what happens to my past participle now in the passé composé with avoir? Now I have to add an es to my past participle and make sure that it agrees with the les that's replacing mes lettres. Voila. You know that in French, everything always has to agree with everything, even though they can tend to be argumentative people. You have to understand that when you're speaking French and when you're writing in French, everything must agree. So this les is replacing mes lettres, and this es is agreeing with that les. That's agreeing with mes lettres. You can't hear it in this instance because reçu is going to sound the same whether it has an es on it or not. So in that way, you don't have to worry. All right, last example. Elle a acheté des timbres. Now, timbre means stamps, and it is masculine. But here it's plural, right? We see it's plural there. All right. Elle les a achetés hier. This les is the object pronoun that is replacing des timbres. Okay. Now I have to add an S to that past participle so that it agrees with les, which is replacing des timbres. Do I hear it? No, because it's an ER verb. Acheter, 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 acheter. I can add an E, I can add an S. I'm not going to hear it. But I need to know it's there in case I'm writing. Voilà les timbres qu'elle a achetés hier. So again, I can have that object noun in my sentence in front of the passé composé with avoir. And then that past participle has to have the agreement to attach it or agree with that object noun. And that's really it. It's craziness. There's just no good sense for it. I can't explain it. I'm so sorry. All right. Attached to this, you will find some practice sentences. Give it a try. Ok, mes amis. Merci. Au revoir.